Hello guys! So I'm just a few minutes early, which is a change for the last few videos that we've done. I've usually been late, so I will give everybody a few minutes to hop on. If anybody is interested in joining me live to go over compasses. So I'll briefly go over what we've been talking about. So, well, first off, I'd like to apologize about yesterday. I completely missed our video. I had some technical difficulties earlier in the day, and then I came down with a horrendous migraine. I'd been fighting it for the past couple of days, and I thought that it was getting better, and then all of a sudden it hit me full force. So I do apologize that yesterday I did not go live and cover compasses with you guys. So I am doing that today, and I have quite a bit of information to go over with you guys. It's not really that much, and when I know, like, when my husband first started teaching me all this stuff and I looked at the compass and I look at the map and I'm like, I'm overwhelmed. I don't even know, like, how I'm gonna remember all of this. But honestly, once somebody goes over it with you, it's really not that bad. And if you are experienced at land nav or orienteering, then you probably have a pretty good idea of all of this stuff already. Maybe you know it really well already, which would be great. If you had any more info to add to what I'm already doing, I would love to hear it. And if you're just beginning or just getting started with this stuff, then I personally think that this is a great place for you to be, because I'm still learning this stuff. So kind of, I mean, when we get to some of the more advanced stuff, then I will be going over stuff with you guys pretty much as I learn it. So the stuff we covered the other day about the map, those are things that my husband had taught me already, and I had him give me a quick refresher on that stuff because it's been a while for me since he and I have gone out orienteering with a map or needed a map to go on our hikes. So I had him go over it with me real quick, and with the compass also I had him go over that with me real quick, just for a refresher for myself. So like I had said, my husband had been in the military for 21 years, and he taught land nav courses for the Army, and I'm kind of taking some of that information and teaching you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna get started. So I'm gonna switch you guys to the compass. I'm gonna take the focus off me and take it to the map again. Hopefully my camera focus is better than it did on the last video, and hopefully we don't get kicked off of the live video. So I'm just telling you guys right now, if we're kicked off, then I'm just going to start a new video, a new live feed, and then when I update it, when I post this video on YouTube, I will I'll put the two live videos together so that they're all one. Okay, so here we go. I have with me, oh, it's a lovely stuff on. So I have here on my little board the compass features that we're going to cover. So we're going to go over all of the different parts of the compass, and then some then I'll go over some of the things that those parts do. So we'll start. I have a orienteering compass here, and you can get these from pretty much any outdoor store, REI or your local outdoor shop, Dunn's, I don't know, Dick's Sporting Goods, any of those places will have something like this. Or you could go on Amazon and look too. They're always a good option to look for stuff. So our base plate, that is this part right here, this big plastic piece on the bottom where you see all of the numbers in the grid. So that is your base plate. The compass housing is right here. The housing is what holds the compass needle. Okay, now the needle is the black and white part in here that moves. Okay, so the red on the needle, most compasses are red for north that I have seen. And south would be black. Some compasses might be different, but I haven't come across very many that are. And then we have the orienteering arrow, which is the red outline of the arrow in here. And if you can see it, it actually has two little white lines with a dot on either side of it. And those glow in the dark, so that if you are caught out late at night or you're orienteering at night, you can still line up your north arrow with your orienteering arrow. So your orienteering arrow is the direction that you want to travel in. And we'll get into that a little bit more later, but and on your north arrow here, at the very tip of it, it has a little dot that glows too. So if it was nighttime, you would see two lines and two big dots and then a little dot in the center. Okay, so then we have, what's next on here? The magnetic variation. So that, not all compasses have this feature, but that is this dial here, and that spins. This dial. Let me see if I can get it. So that moves, and this is how you set your declination. And we went over the declination the day before yesterday. That is your magnetic north. Okay, so for our map, you see your grid north, and then magnetic north is 11 degrees to the left. So we'll get into that more later on how you set the declination on your compass for the where you want to go, and setting your azimuth and all of that good stuff. Oh, excuse me. I just wanted to identify all the parts of the compass, so when you do over that stuff, you're familiar with what I'm referring to. Now we have the direction of travel arrow. Now that is this arrow right here. So once you figure out what direction you need to travel in to reach your destination point, and you line your compass up, this arrow should point to your destination right here. The arrow on the compass right here should point to your destination once you have it figured out. So, and again, that'll come into play when we set azimuths and set up points. Really starting to piss me off. This is the third day in a row that has kicked me off and just ended my live feed. So, all right, where was I? I was getting ready to tell you guys about the scale, which is the last part of the compass. See, I was trying to make this video shorter so that you didn't have 20 minutes of your day sitting there watching and listening to me talk about maps and compasses. So I'm going to try and go back to the compass so that I can show you the scale and show you a few things about that. Okay, the scale. Let me see if I can get this down here. The scale are these numbers all through here with all of the little tick marks. So for this compass and this map, remember yesterday I said our map was a scale of 1 over 25,000? Well, you use the numbers, you use the scale on your compass. Let's see if I can get it focused for you. So you see it says there's 1 over 25,000, 1 over 50,000, 1 over 62,500, and up here it's 1 over 24,000. So since our map has a scale of 1 over 25,000, we're going to we'll use this scale for our measurements. And you'll see on the map when I line it up with a grid that it is 1,000 meters by 1,000 meters. And so I have it lined up here. So it's a little bit over just for accuracy so that you can line it up perfectly, and your center should be, so your intersection of the grid should be centered in this hole right here. So if our map had a scale of, let's see, 1/24,000, then we would use the scale up here, and our intersection would be at this hole instead of this one. So that is the basics of an orienteering compass. And now I want to show you a compass that is a little bit different. This is the one that the military uses. It's a bearing-based compass. And I just want to show you this real quick so that you can kind of see differences in some of the compasses out there. So, and you can buy these as a civilian. You can have these. So you see the setup of this is a little bit different. You have your scale on the outside here. And this compass is set for 1/50,000. So any, all military grids and compasses are 1/50,000. So if I line that up, it would be, it would equal the 2,000 mark on there, because our scale is, our grids are double the size of 1/50,000, right? Makes sense. Now on this compass, you can see that the north arrow here is actually black with a line on it that glows. And it has a lot more details on the compass itself. So if this kicks me off again, I am going to call Facebook, and I don't know what I'll do. Okay, so now another point that I want to bring up to you guys. If you're at home and you're trying to set out, plot a course on a map or something, and you have your compass and you have it sitting on your counter, make sure there's no metal around it. Because as you can see right now, my compass is pointing north, okay? But when I pick it up, the needle does almost a complete 180, because the counter has metal in it and there's the dishwasher underneath it. So when you're using your compass to set plots on your map or set a course, make sure that it is not sitting on anything that is metal, because you might not have accurate readings. And when you're out in the woods using a compass, you want to make sure that you hold it flat and away from your body. That way you don't run the risk of having any metal interfere with the direction of your arrows, okay? So that is about all I have for you guys. And tomorrow I am going to get into setting an azimuth and go into more technical things with using the map in combination with your compass. And, oops, sorry. The dogs knocked my whiteboard over. So yeah, tomorrow we'll go over setting an azimuth, and I'm gonna go back to me so you can see my face, because we all know you love my face. Okay, so we'll go over setting the azimuth and using the compass with the map, and plotting courses on your map, and probably that'll be about it, because I think just setting the azimuth itself will take some time. And then further out in the series, I will go over some things like if you're out in the woods and you think you're on the right path, but then you look around and you're like, oh, I don't think this is right. I will show you a way that if you have the correct map for the area you're in, you can find your general location. All right. So I hope that you guys can join me tomorrow, and I hope that I don't have to have a live that is broken into 2 segments again. And I will see you all tomorrow about the same time. I hope you'll have a wonderful night.